Hey there, what's up guys? Jeff Pelizzaro, and today's what, why, how is a term that you've probably heard or read about, whether you're new to golf or you've been playing for years, and that's early extension. And it's a term that you've probably heard, may not know exactly what it is, but I want to talk about what causes it and then maybe how you can fix it in case it is something that you're dealing with in your swing. So to boil it down very simply, early extension is basically when your hips move towards the golf ball in your golf swing. Specifically, as you're getting ready to attack the ball, we are going to extend at some point in the golf swing, extending being kind of this motion. But the problem is, in early extension, you come in and extend too early as you're hitting the ball, or right when you're getting ready to hit the ball, instead of staying in your posture, getting a nice good hip turn, pelvic turn, rotation, and then coming into that extension as you're finishing your swing. The problem is it really changes the dynamics of where your club's hitting the ball, or when your club's hitting the ball, what your hands are doing, and when you're actually bottoming out your swing. It can also cause issues as far as just consistency in your swing. Now, without getting into the details of the actual golf swing, because I'm more about how the body moves and what you need to do in order to fix some of these things, I want to talk about what's going on in your body that's probably causing that to happen. So early extension oftentimes is related to what's happening at your hips. And I find that I shouldn't say most, but many golfers, myself included at times, don't necessarily use the hips and pelvis properly. So possibly don't rotate into the hips properly in the backswing. We did a video on this just not too long ago on a good little drill to work on really sinking into that hip into your backswing without creating that shift onto the back or trail leg. But especially as we're rotating this way, I find that the front hip is often very limited for golfers. So I would like to see somebody be able to easily rotate their belt buckle. Look at the belt buckle here. Rotate the belt buckle to the target, keeping the foot relatively flat on the ground, maybe with a little rotation of the foot there. I'd like to see the belt buckle get all the way towards the target. Now, if you can't get your belt buckle there, it's going to be very hard for your body and your pelvis to rotate, stay in posture, and get to the position that you need. So what happens is, naturally, we tend to stand up into impact. So again, if I'm right here, and my pelvis needs to rotate this way, and I need to stay in posture, but I get to this point, it's almost like putting a door jamb in right here. If I can't get past this point of my hip rotation, I'm naturally going to try to get into a position that works for me to get around without hurting myself or causing any sort of irritation or issue. So what happens is, instead of being able to rotate and stay in posture and get that belt buckle turned, I get stuck and my hips thrust themselves forward a little bit early. So if we can clear up that motion, then we have the potential to rotate better and really finish that swing and come up into that posture the way that we're supposed to. So I'm going to show you a little drill here, very simple. All you need is a wall and maybe a golf club for you to work on improving this motion right here. You could do it on a daily basis, you could do it every couple of days, but it's going to be a very simple, easy stretch that you can improve that rotation on that front hip. Okay, so the drill is just standing next to a wall. Nice branding here, you like that? So you're going to stand next to a wall, and first thing I want you to do is just stand a couple inches away so your butt's off the wall just a little bit. Put your hands out in front of you. And you can do this on both sides. This is a beneficial drill to do both on your trail leg and your front leg. I want you to start out with your toes straight forward. You're going to put your hands out in front of you. Again, my butt's just a couple inches off the wall. And all I want you to do is try to stay in this little circle. So I'm not shifting, I'm not swaying to the side. I want you to keep your left foot down, and you're going to rotate as far as you can, seeing if you can get your hands all the way to the wall, seeing if you can keep that foot on the ground without the toes flailing up, without the ball of the foot going anywhere. And I want to see if you can get your hips to rotate far enough where you can stand there relatively comfortable. Notice my back foot is up off the ground, so I'm not restricting with my back foot. I'm standing tall, I'm rotating, I'm getting my hands all the way across. I want to see if you can do that first. If you can, that's the position we're going to use, a pretty straight toe. If you cannot, we're going to adjust this a little bit. I want you to go, let's go to about 45 degrees, and that might be a little too much, but we'll start there now. So in relation to the wall, turn your toes out to 45 degrees, or maybe like 10:30 or so on a clock. You're now going to do the same thing. You're going to rotate as far as you can, getting the hips, again, to the belt buckle to face straight ahead, and see if you can do that. If you have a little bit of a stretch there, if that feels like it's a little hard to hold that position, but it's not uncomfortable, you're not kind of changing your body position, I almost said twerking, you're not contorted, I want you to just stand there, feel that stretch, and I'm going to have you hold that for 1 to 2 minutes, just feeling that stretch. Now, if it causes any extra pain in your knee or your ankle, I want you to back off a little bit, and maybe this isn't the drill for you. But if you feel a little tension on those things and you feel like, hey, that's a little tight, but it's not painful, then maybe those are the things that you need to have some of that stress and to stretch out. The better you get at this, or the more you do this, I want you to then try to turn your toes in, another 10 degrees, 15 degrees, until you can get as close to straight out in front of you as possible. So the ideal position would be toes straight, arms out in front, turning and rotating, and being able to put your hands on the wall, being able to get your belt buckle facing straight ahead while staying in a nice upright position. When we finish a golf swing, we want to feel like we're, in that nice, tall, upright position here. And so that's kind of what you want to do, what you want to feel when you get to that final position here. So get that chest up, kind of get the hips forward a little bit, feeling that position. Now, one extra little piece that's going to make this even better is as you get to that end range, say you've held that for 2 minutes and you're feeling a pretty good stretch, then another way you can kind of emphasize it a little more is now take those hands and I want you to push into the wall like you're trying to push your hands through the wall. You're going to feel your whole body tense up and create a little bit more tension. And that's going to be the secret to actually getting you stronger in that position and being able to hold that position a little bit longer. Then as you're there, you can even kind of work on then taking your hands off and feeling yourself balancing there, because I know sometimes that position is hard to just hold your balance. So I know there was a lot in this video. It's just one simple little drill though. Do it on both sides. So I would do the same thing coming here with my right foot, working on that hip, but you're going to feel some tension in different spots. If this causes pain in your low back, if it causes pain in your knee or your ankle, then I want you to we'll find another drill for you. Leave a comment below and we can figure out something else. Or we'll definitely have more videos coming for more hip rotation. But this is a drill specifically geared towards getting you into that finished position, keeping you from, or allowing that hip to rotate properly. So when you do get into this position, your body already knows how to handle that rotation there. Now we can get into a little bit more golf posture and do the same thing, which would be a good little add-on, but I want you to just start simple. Start with this one. Again, hold it for 1 to 2 minutes. You could do this every day. You could do this every couple of days. I recommend highly doing it towards the end of a workout when your body's nice and warm and you're going to get the benefit of the muscles being loose and ready to go and being able to kind of adapt to the motion here. All right, again, if you like these videos, if these are helping out, be sure to subscribe to the 18 Strong channel. Go to iTunes, check us out on the podcast, and train hard, practice smart, and play better golf.